Well, good morning and welcome to the live broadcast. Today, we're going to cover. Well, my name is Gary Carpenter, and with Master Real Estate Academy, which most of you already know that. And this video is being shot for the production program uh, group, and we're going to talk about creating a vision board. So don't worry, this is going to be recorded as well and will be added to the actual Facebook page. So, first thing I wanted to start with is I'll pull up the slides here real quick. So I think the one thing is when it comes to a vision board is that a lot of times people want to try to make it perfect. So they wait and they wait, and I'm guilty of this as well, to be able to find the perfect pictures, the perfect whatever. And gang, there's never going to be a perfect whatever. Okay. It's kind of the act of getting started. And it's like anything, the more that you do it, the better you're going to get at it. So I know several of you have probably already created vision boards. You went through some kind of a process. And I think for me, when I'm putting together a vision board, the first thing that has to happen is that you need to know the why. I mean, why are you putting the vision board together in the first place? Okay. And for me, the only thing I can do is tell you my why. And I think we have several of them, but it usually always, if you really peel the layers of the onion, it really boils down to one why. And I don't know what that is for you. And if you are having a challenge with that, feel free to always reach out to me and we can discuss that. But, all I can do is just kind of show you mine, which started with this over 30 years ago, and then developed to this several years in. And then we added this the last couple years, and which has grown to this. So this is my why. This is the reason why I get up every morning and do the things that I do, is because of this group of people. But also it's because of you, right? So from a standpoint of really one of my core values is being able to leave people better than I found them, and to be able to really help you grow your business, meet some of the goals that you want, help you change your life. So it always starts with the why. So at some point, if you're struggling with this, like I had said, you can always reach out and I'll help you. I think the other thing is that whenever anybody is thinking about uh, their goals, they're typically around money, right? Money's kind of one of those things that drives everything, right? So if you're going to go on vacations, if you're going to get a dream house, if you're going to do, it doesn't matter what it is. Usually money is kind of one of those things that drives things, because you need money to do stuff. And money's not bad. Okay. Money is actually good, as long as you use it properly. Okay. And I've had situations where I haven't had money, and then I've had situations to where I have had money. And I'm going to tell you what, a lot of problems can go away in your life with money. So when I started putting this presentation together, one of the things that came to mind was this. Okay. So whenever anybody sets a financial goal, right? A lot of times it's, especially with a lot of people that I coach and work with in my training programs, they're either new, they haven't done transactions, they haven't helped anybody in real estate, or they haven't been very successful in doing it. And so getting them to think bigger than themselves. So like, people always, the common goal for anybody who's new in the business is to do 12 transactions, right? I could do one a month, right? Which in reality, you're really not helping yourself by only setting it at one a month, because we have to follow the laws, right? There's the law of gravity, there's a law of attraction, but there's also something called Murphy's Law. And so from that standpoint, whenever I go to anybody and I say, hey, how are you with your goals this year? Have you hit your goal in 2022? Some people will say, well, yes, I did hit my goal, or I am on track to hit my goal. And then I would tell them that they didn't set it big enough. Okay. Um, because most goals, it's not necessarily hitting the goal that is the point. It's who you become while hitting the goal. And if you don't set your goal big enough, you don't change who you are. Okay. And so this quote, which came directly from Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, is a great poem and affirmation when you're talking about money. So I bargained with life for a penny and life would pay no more, meaning that you're struggling, and whatever job you're in or whatever you're doing, you're kind of bargaining with yourself. However, I begged, and we've all seen ourselves in a situation where we're begging for money at evening when I counted my scanty store. Again, looking at your bank accounts, not having enough, having those thoughts in your mind that we can't do this, we can't do that, we can't do this because we don't have enough of this. For life as a just employer, he gives you what you ask. So remember what I've told you several times. You have to become an asshole, right? And so you have to ask for the things that you want. But once you have set the wages, which whatever goal you set for yourself, 12 transactions, whatever it is, but once you have set the wages, why you must bear the task. So whatever the goal you set, those are the actions, those are the that's the amount of work that you're going to put in. And I'm going to tell you that you're going to put in the same amount of work doing 12 transactions as you are doing 40, as you are doing 50. Okay. Now, above 50, you're going to need a lot more help, right? You're going to need assistance. You're going to need a marketing person to be able to do more, right? And then you actually have to start to duplicate yourself, which that's putting together a team, whatever. But that's not what we're going to cover today. Okay. I worked for a menial's hire only to learn dismayed. And I'm hoping that this video will help you with this, that any wage I had asked of life would have willingly paid. So when somebody tells me that they want to do, I always look and say, okay, how much money do you need to make to survive, right? Pay your bills, whatever the case may be, because we always look for security. Okay. And then you look at that other wage, which, you want to start saving money. Maybe you want to buy a second home. You want to get involved in investments. You want to send your kids to private school. You want to go on vacations, every year, whatever the case may be. So there's going to be extra money there that you're going to need. And then I would tell people to put this together. So let's say you set your goal at 40 transactions. For the most part, and right now we're just talking about a financial goal, okay? A vision of what you want. And I'm going to tell you, you could hit whatever you want. Sometimes it may take a little bit longer. Sometimes it may not, but you have to believe, but I don't want you to settle. Okay. But 40 seems to be a good number for somebody that's in the real estate sales business, right? So that's, I don't know, that's about 3 a month, maybe a little bit more than 3 transactions a month. That's generating, roughly about 9 to 10 leads a month. And if you're doing the things just the basic stuff of what we're asking you to do in the production program, that should not be a problem to do this. I mean, you've got to do it longer than 8 weeks, right? Which is 6 to 8 weeks, which is kind of how long this program is. You've got to do it all year. And sometimes, depending upon where you start at, it may take you a little bit longer. It may take you 18 months to do that 40 transactions. And I would almost bet that the average commission for somebody who's newer is about $5,000 to $6,000. And if you did 40 transactions, that's a little over $200,000, which is not bad. So those are some things that I want you to keep in mind as we're kind of going through this, because I don't want you to settle. Okay. So next slide is you need to set the stage, right? Focus on how you want to feel. Think end in mind. And then ultimately we want happiness, we want joy. And that is the thing that you're going to do. And honestly, that is something that you can do today. I mean, you get a choice. You wake up every day on what you're thinking about, what you're doing. But when you're saying, and we're going to go into the categories of where we set goals and where we create this vision board, but the end in mind is happiness, right? We make more money, we're happy. We get to go on vacations with the people that we love, we're more happy. All of these types of things, right? But in the beginning, it's all being grateful what you currently have. You have to be grateful for the money that you're making now. You have to be grateful for the production and where you're at right now. You have to be grateful for everything that's going on, your kids, your family, all that type of stuff. Okay. Let's see, what's the next one? You get to wake up every morning to choose what you want to focus on. That's truth. Yeah, I don't know how to even, I can't really elaborate on that. I mean, that's kind of self-explanatory. You choose what you want to focus on. It's not, I mean, sure, we want to blame other people. We want to point fingers on why we're having a bad day or why I'm thinking this way or why I'm upset. But at the end of the day, you're the one that gets to choose that. What do you feel most excited about? What are the things? I mean, well, right now, when I close my eyes, the things that excite me the most are my two grandkids. I can't even describe, well, I could, but it would take too long. The joy that they bring in my life. And there's no negativity whatsoever, even when they get angry. Actually, it brings me more joy because now my kids, my son is experiencing what his parents experienced as they were growing up. And I always love it when he tells me that you just don't understand, Dad. No, I don't, because we had four, not just two. Um, and so, what if you only did the things that make you happy or give you joy in life? Now, are we going to have to deal with some of the crap that happens? Yeah. But at the same time, Zig Ziglar would say you're either going to respond to the things that happen in your life or you're going to react. Right. So if you go to the doctor and the doctor gives you some medication and and he says or she says, I want you to take this for a couple days and I want you to let me know if your body is responding to the medication or if your body's reacting to the medication. Two completely different situations. So again, it all starts off with here, right? We're not even talking from the rest of your body. We're talking neck up, and actually, I can even get more focused as we're talking in between the ears. Okay, this is what a vision board is all about. Is it starts with, and I want you to have fun with this as well. So if you paint the perfect life for yourself and you're intentional with that, what would it look like? I mean, that's only a question that you can answer. I always encourage people that if you've got significant others, your wife, your spouse, your husband, and kids, is that you bring everybody that you care about into this process because it's going to help you be more intentional in painting the perfect life of what you want. I mean, I think it's Michelangelo. I probably should have been a little bit more prepared on this analogy, but 16th chapel, on the back painting this picture. Do you think he just painted it as he went along? The inspiration happened no, he probably had some type of idea of what he wanted to paint up on that. And so when you are letting your life is going to unfold whether you allow it or not. Things are going to happen to you. Things are going to come your way whether you're intentional or not. So why not be intentional on some things that you want to accomplish in your life, on how you want to run your day? I'm going to actually start shooting some videos, and it's basically on the perfect day. Bookending your days, what activities you should be taking care of. But again, we don't want to. You don't want to get caught up in how I'm going to get this swimming pool or how I'm going to go on this expensive vacation. You just want to put the ideas together and you do not want to settle on this. Trust me on this one. How would you talk to yourself? What would you say to yourself? I mean, if you're looking at the perfect you going into this next 12 months or next 5 years or whatever, how would you talk to yourself? How would you talk to your spouse? I mean, how would you talk to your kids? How would you talk to your parents if they're still with you? How would you talk to your friends? I mean, what would you be saying to them? How, we get caught up into a lot of negative talk. We get caught up into a lot of gossip. And with our kids, we're usually pointing out a lot of the negative things, the things that they're doing wrong rather than the things that they're doing well. With our spouse, do we just assume over 30 years, I never assume that my wife is going to be there the next day? Obviously, she's going to be, but at the same time, I always take the responsibility to say I love you. Make sure that we're going on vacations and we're doing things. That is a responsibility that I've taken because I'm in that kind of a mindset. So if you're looking at the perfect life, what kind of conversations are you having? Who are you hanging out with? Obviously, once you've had your kids, your kids are your kids, right? Your spouse is your spouse, which that's not necessarily always true. But at the same time, taking time right now, I always look at people with their parents. It's like, I don't have parents. My parents have both passed away. I had one parent that wasn't very nice, that I never had any relationship with. Well, I did, but it was not such a good relationship. And then I look at, people that actually have their parents now, and then they complain about their parents and, this type of stuff. And you always complain until they're gone, right? When you can't pick up the phone and make the phone call to them. So how are you responding to those certain situations that are happening as your parents age in your life and stuff like that? So, and then are you hanging around the right people? Do you need to find some different friends? That type of thing. So these are just some things. I'm just trying to get your mind right. And then we're going to go into how you put this board together and find the visuals and set up the questions you should be asking yourself in each category. So what would your mornings look like? I know what my mornings are intentional. When I wake up, I do my motivation, which is my meditation. And then I get up and I have my glass of water. I have my coffee. I head out to my hot tub. Yes, every day, no matter what the weather is, if I'm at home in Omaha, Nebraska, I am in my hot tub, which is my happy place. And then, I'm usually getting prepared for the day. And so that's my morning routine. And I'm going to talk about morning routine in another video, but that's something that, again, sets up your day. And just so you guys know that none of this stuff happens overnight. This is consistency, right? Visualization is on purpose. You've got to become on purpose on a daily basis, not so much it's just kind of a one thing. I know most of us have probably made vision boards before, but we didn't actually take that vision board and put it to work. Right? We just made it. It was a fun activity, whatever the case may be. And we hung it up somewhere, or we put it behind a, cab. We didn't hang it prominently someplace that we could see it every single day. And we'll talk about that in another video as well. So we're going to have lots of videos. This is going to be fun. What activities would you include in your day? If you're going to do 40 transactions, what are the things that you would be doing differently than what you're doing right now? I had a coaching call with an agent that I've been working with for the last 7 months. And we just found out that she was afraid to make phone calls. And so she was telling me she was doing things and she actually wasn't doing things. And the rubber hit the road because, if you're doing the activities that you need to be doing, if you're taking the steps, for an example, I intentionally put in my vision for 2023 that we wanted a swimming pool. Well, the first thing we needed to do was get bids for a swimming pool, right? I mean, you always say, well, I can't afford that. Well, how do you know you can't afford it until you know what it actually costs? And the thing is that when you buy a big purchase like that, you don't necessarily always have to come up with the money all at once to get the process started. So what activities are you going to be doing when you look at your big goals in your personal business and your family? What are you going to be doing on a daily basis that are going to realize that? Because there was a show that came out called The Secret, right? And it talked about the law of attraction. And the law of attraction is great because the law of attraction, it gets you to start to visualize the dreams that you want to come true. But at the same time, what starts to happen is you're going to start to be attracted to opportunities to make more money, opportunities to do things. Like right now, an opportunity was, should I be in the production program? Something that you were wanting months ago. brought me to you. You came to a class, you saw a video, however you did. Now you're in the program. And so now there's actions that you deliberately have to take in order to make things come to life. And there's going to be accountability involved in it as well, which is always fun. When you make calls, which is what you're doing right now, would you let negative people tear you down? I mean, right now, that is the number one reason why people don't like to make phone calls, is because the fear of the phone, the fear of somebody rejecting them, the fear of asking for help and them telling them no, of us bothering people, especially calling people that we know, right? Here's the thing, you can't be attached to it. Again, the same lady yesterday that I made her get on the phone for 1 hour. She made, I think she said she made like 11 phone calls. She talked to 3 people, had 3 amazing conversations. Now, she did not get any leads of somebody thinking about buying or selling real estate from that phone call, but she advanced relationships. She confirmed information. She got information of, so that people could get her newsletter, people could get her emails and be invited to her events during the next year. And that's the whole point. So the point of making contact with people isn't always just to get a lead, right? It's to set those people up. So how are you going to start to view those things? So now you're going to make a list of the things that you want to accomplish in the following areas, right? So it's your personal, what do you want? What do you want for your family? What does your family want? Have you asked them what they want? Your business, your career, your finances. How do you want those to play out the next 12 months? Travel. Do you want to go anywhere? I mean, you're going to need some built-in times, and I say once a quarter, that you're going to need some re-energizing, right? What are you going to do your free time? What do you like to do? What are your hobbies? This is my hobby. This is what I love to do. I love helping people. I don't golf. There's not a lot of things that I do other than wanting to spend time with my family and wanting to help other people. Those are the 2 major things that I love doing in my free time. And then health and fitness. Where are you at from a health standpoint? How do you feel about yourself? Those are some questions around you. Do you need to lose some weight? Do you need to eat better? Do you need to maybe start putting some workout time in your schedule? Only you know the answer to that question. And then contribution, what are you contributing? Do you contribute to your church? Do you contribute? What is your thoughts about contributing to giving money to people? Obviously, 'tis the season of going through Thanksgiving and the holidays and stuff like that, and wanting to help people and wanting to get involved in things. And there's always opportunities for that. You can ring the bells at the Walmarts and stuff like that, or you can get involved in Habitat for Humanity. You can get involved. Your church has always got some things. If you're involved in a church, a school, those types of things. So there's always something going on through this. But what, as a whole, are you contributing to? Contribution's a big thing, because that goes back to the core value that I teach, which is to live by the get by giving philosophy. And Zig Ziglar always says, if you help enough people get what they want out of life, you're going to get what you want out of life. Okay. So you got to have that within your goals. What are you going to contribute to? And so the one big thing is, do not be too realistic when you're putting this vision board together, and you want to dream big. Be intentional about how you want your life to manifest. We are capable of so much when we just let go and start dreaming. So when you're putting this together, dream big. Now, going through this whole process, and I usually do this a couple times a year, but we just went on, and if you go on my Facebook, you'll see a bunch of pictures, but we went with some friends. We ended up going to a contribution dinner, which was the Madonna dinner. And one of the things that Linda and I love doing is going to these big dinners that we can, I don't know, maybe it's bad because we like to get something for our money, but we go to these auction dinners, and we ended up getting 4 tickets and got to choose any game that this Cleet Blakeman, which is a referee, was able to, that he reffed. And so we ended up choosing the game, which was this weekend, Minnesota Vikings and the Jets. And we went with a couple friends, happened to be neighbors. They go to our church, kids go to school together, that type of thing. And we had an amazing time. And the reason why I tell you this story is because I just added to my vision of what I want to do. We're Steelers fans, and we've never been to a Steelers home football game because it's in Pittsburgh, and it just seems like that's just not a great place to go travel to or whatever. But we went to saw the Steelers at a Chiefs game and that type of stuff. But what we decided to do is we want, and maybe it's just me, I've just decided. My wife hasn't necessarily, Linda hasn't decided on this yet, but I want to go to every football NFL team's home game, just to experience their fans, to experience the the walkout tunnel and all that excitement. I tell you that no more. It is so much fun whether you go to any whatever athletic event, and they have these awesome introductions of the team and the players, and the fans are going nuts and they're scoring touchdowns, and it's just so much fun and joy and everything else. And that's kind of one of the reasons why it's on there, is because of how I felt when I was there. We had a good time. We tailgated. We went out after the game, drinking and having dinner and hanging out with new people, talking to new people, seeing new fans, going to the hotel, talking to people in the lobby, all that type of stuff. It was fun. So anyhow, so that's the reason why it's going to make it on there. And then start to paint the canvas of your life. So what do you want? What are the things, your big dreams, things that you've kind of put on hold because, you say that you can't do this because you don't have enough money, you don't have enough time, whatever the case may be, right? You do not want to get caught up in the how on this, in the planning stage of things. Because if you do, then you're going to start to have opinions about whether or not something should go on your board. Just dream really, really big and put it on there, because you don't need to worry about the how it's going to get done. You just need to worry about what you want to put on there. Ask yourself these questions and then take a moment. Okay, so we're going to have a little bit of a pause because I want you guys to have some time to write some stuff down. But one is, what is the biggest goal for your health and your fitness this year? And then I want you to write down why you should make this a must. So take a few seconds here. I'm going to probably take about 30 seconds, let you kind of think about it a little bit. Write down if you have any health or fitness goals, write those down. And then I want you to write down why you should make this a must. All right. So for me, this has always been a goal, right? Is to be healthy, is to, be in doing something in regards to fitness. And Linda and I have always worked on this, I think probably our 30 years of being married. And it's always been a challenge. And it basically, through the compound effect of doing the wrong things, years and years and years of eating unhealthy. It doesn't mean that we didn't have moments, right? Of we're going to do a Weight Watchers program. We're going to watch what we eat. We're going to have a dry January. Whatever it was. But we never really took it serious through it. And there's been times where I've lost weight for a reason, right? For our son's wedding. I did a program called 75 Hard. I lost weight. I did fitness. I didn't drink for almost 90 days. So, and then once it was over, then it was over, right? And the mindset was, then I could just kind of go on and live my life, right? But this is a lifestyle, right? Like I always love it when people say, well, you need to do things in moderation. Well, go tell the alcoholic that they need to drink in moderation. No, you just need to make a decision that you're going to live a healthy lifestyle. And then maybe you have to look at and say, why do you have to drink? Why? I'm not, again, this is not me saying that drinking is bad, because um, I do drink when I'm with friends and stuff like that. And maybe I'll go for an extra session out in the hot tub and have myself a cocktail. But the thing is that you have to make a decision to be healthy. And for me, really what was to be able to be is something as simple as wanting to be on the floor with my grandkids and to have the energy, right? And not even just the energy, because I have, since April, I've lost 54 pounds and I've gotten healthy, and I have put in a 30-minute workout at least 3 days a week. Now, not saying that I haven't fallen off the wagon, but it seems like when you change your mindset and you're going to do something, it's easier to get back on when you get off for maybe a couple days or something like that. But what you want to do is you want to make a decision, and you want to know why it should make a difference, why this is a must in your life. Okay. So, all right. So the next one, let's see here. What's the next one? The next one is, what are your biggest goals for your career, for your business, which kind of are maybe one and the same, and for your finances, as far as how much money you're going to make. And then I want you to write down why this should make a difference and a must. So take a few minutes, or take 30 seconds. All right. So I went ahead and I started to post out there. So I've got a few of you on here right now. What I want you to do is I want you to take a moment, and I want you to, in the comments of this, I want you to write down what is some of your big goals that you want to accomplish in 2023. And then obviously that'll post who you are, or you can put your name in there, whatever the case may be. So the next one is to think about and to start to visualize is, what are your biggest goals for your family this year? And then I want you to write down why you should make this a must. This may be, things that you want to do for your family. For us, it's, paying for college, going on trips, being able to help them when they need help. Our son and daughter-in-law they needed tires. They needed help with tires for a vehicle because it was a big expense. So we helped them with that. So what are the things in your family that you want to accomplish in this next year? And then I want you to write down why you should make this a must. Go. All right. So now that's that. So now the next one is, what are your biggest goals for your travel and free time? And write down why you should make this a must. For me, whenever we travel with the family, it creates um, opportunities to get closer to our kids, to understand our kids more and what they want to accomplish in their lives. Because I do make a point to, um, it's purposeful on why we go on these vacations, especially when we also allow them to bring their spouses and girlfriends and boyfriends and stuff like that, but getting to know them as well, and try to get closer to them. Go ahead and take 30 seconds to think about, where do you want to travel this year? What are some fun things that you want to do? And then what do you want to start doing in your free time? Do you want to start getting massages? Do you want to start golfing more? What is it? All right. So, and when you get a chance, I see that there's 5 of you on the stream. Do me this. This will help out a ton if you could just go and comment who is out there, who's been on the stream. This helps me out. You'd be doing me a big favor. So, all right. Now, what are the biggest goals for your contribution? Where do all this money that you're going to make this year, all this time that you're going to have to yourself this year, where do you want to contribute some of your time and your money? Take 30 seconds. All right, that's good. So we went through, let's see here. Now, you want to take the answers to each of these questions, and you're going to want to find a visual that best represents each of them, and then add them to your vision board. So to give you kind of an example, this is an old vision board that I had. We're actually going to put together a team event that we're going to go through and put our vision boards together for 2023. But just kind of an idea, and most of you have seen a vision board. There's no, again, like I had said in the beginning of this video, there's no perfect vision board. Okay. So being able to try to put something together is better than trying to be perfect. Right. So, all right. So you want to basically kind of look and say, okay, what picture? So where you're going to travel to. So to give you an example, some things that we want to accomplish this year. When I look at my home, we wanted to create our home as kind of an oasis. So one thing that we have been trying to manifest is a swimming pool. Not just a swimming pool, but the swimming pool, a fun swimming pool, a swimming pool that we can play basketball in, a swimming pool that we can play volleyball in, and then the kids can enjoy, and with a deck on, I don't even know what it's called, a sun deck or something like that, so that we can play with the little kids up in the pool while they're in the pool. And then having the pool big enough to be able to entertain not only our family but our friends, because we do like to entertain. We went to a big luxury Airbnb down in Texas this year, and they had a 30 by 60 or 30 by 50 outbuilding, metal building, not just a building. It wasn't a storage facility. It was actually a pickleball court in there with basketball hoops and games and TVs hanging up. And it was just an event where the garage doors went up, and when it was nice outside and you could, entertain on the outside overlooking the pool and that type of thing. So we had so much fun as a family. So I can close my eyes and it takes me back to, being in the hot tub there and, hanging out with the littles out at the pool and the patio, and then going and playing a bunch of games and stuff like that. So that's something that a couple things that we're trying to materialize. I know this year we talked about for 2023, our family trip with the kids is going to Mexico. So we're deciding on when we're going to go. And then I need to get visuals on that for my vision board. Obviously, personally, I'm still on the weight loss and health goal. So 60 pounds is the ultimate. I'm about and I've been fluctuating going over the holidays here. So that's on there as well. And then I've got a financial goal of making $84,000 per month, which is $1 million in a year. So that's been a big goal. And I've got a speaking goal and a sign up goal for you guys taking this program. I'm writing a book. So there's a lot of things I'm trying to manifest going into 2023. So, and again, I haven't been attached to how I'm going to do it, just that these are the things that I want to accomplish. So, all right. So now the next thing is, what will be your motto or phrase for the year? What words will help you? So when you look at this, and I'm going to give you some examples, but you see some things, quality time with kids, quality has been, fun has always been in there. And, so I am fantastic. Be basically how I feel each day. Even if I don't feel fantastic, I'm going to be fantastic. And I believe in faking it till you make it, right? So just kind of giving you some other examples of mottos is dream big, right? That could be, and again, you're typing these words out, you're writing them big in marker every day. In every way, I'm getting better and better, right? Unleash the inner champion is a big one for me. I've actually got a meditation that I listen to on this one. When life hands you lemons, make lemonade. Be the change you wish to see in the world. Live, love, matter. I am enough. So those are just mottos, things that you would put in there. You can actually go and I think Google motivational phrases or something like that. The beauty of Google is that I remember when I first put together a vision board, when I first took a Sweat Hog Floyd Wickman program, we put together from magazines, Sears magazines. And so I think, from this, we've got so many opportunities to be able to find a little bit more of a perfect visual, to be able to cut out, paste, and that type of stuff. So the materials you're going to need for this, okay, are computer, their printer, obviously, and then Google Images. You're going to go to Google Images. And if you don't know how to do that, you can ask me, and I'm not going to show it here, but I can show you how to do that. And then you're going to need to go purchase an oversized whiteboard. Okay. And I mean oversized. I mean as big as you can get it, and don't be cheap on this, right? You can also get corkboard. I've seen people use corkboard and they use pins and stuff like that. And then you're going to need obviously scissors and pins and glue and, all that type of stuff to be able to put this together. And then what your homework is this week, is to take a picture of this vision board, which needs to be completed by session 2, which is 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. Eastern time on Friday, and post it on the private Facebook page. So I haven't seen any boards up there yet. So I'm hoping that you're the first one. And the reason why I'm shooting this video is I had several questions of people that have never put vision boards together that asked me to be a little bit more detailed on what it was. So I'm hoping that this video is helping. So one other thing, so this is kind of a phrase that I put together because the next, and I probably should shoot a video on this. I am shooting a video on bookending your days, right? Things that you do in the morning that should be a routine, and then things that should be in the evening and then should be a routine, and then what you should be doing during the day, right? And so I think, from this, uh, I have created mantras, or when I'm in my hot tub, I'll do 4.5 minutes. Put my timer on and I start to visualize the things that at least the big goals that I want to accomplish, the 30 by 50 out metal building, the swimming pool, how I want my backyard to look, um, uh, going on vacation with my family, speaking in front of 5,000 people, what it's going to be like to write and complete my book, which is entitled "Establish the Home Court Advantage in Your Personal, Family, and Business Life from Within." And on my financial goal, this is something that, just a little mantra that I say to myself, of wanting to make the $84,000 a year. God is my infinite supply and large sums of money come to me quickly and easily under the grace of God for the highest good of all concerned. I am happily and easily earning, saving, and investing $84,000 per month as a real estate consultant or something better. Who knows what that better may be, but I want to cover all my bases. Okay. So I want to keep my mind open to the infinite of what the universe of what could possibly happen. So anyhow, um, that's pretty much it. Unless you guys have got any additional questions, I've got 4 of you still on here. If you guys, please take a moment. I'm hoping that you got something from this 47 minutes. If you could go out and just do me a huge favor and post on there on what you got from this, it'll actually encourage people to watch the video. What is something this year that you want to accomplish that is going to take you out of your comfort zone or out of your just your normal box? And I'm looking forward to seeing Chris. It's nice to see you. I mean, on this new program that I'm using right now, unless you give Facebook permission to use the program that I'm using, it doesn't bring up your name. But Chris, I know you're on here. Chris is always on. I tell you what, if you want to get inspired about, and somebody that is just happy being Chris is the guy. He is absolutely amazing. Every time I talk to him, he always puts a smile on my face on the things that he wants to accomplish on a day-to-day basis. So that dude is going to create some big things in his life. So anyhow, I appreciate you guys being on today. I look forward to, I'm going to do a video that's going to be kind of maybe a part 2 to this, and how I actually use my vision board on a daily basis to kind of visualize the things that I want to accomplish in my life. And so it's more of saying, okay, I'm going to put this tool together, which is a vision board, which gives me, what are the things that make happiness? What are the things that give me joy? I've got a visual. It's in front of me in my office. It's at my bedside. And then every day I take 4.5 to 5 minutes to visualize the things already happening. So not that I want them to happen, but I'm grateful that they have already happened in my life. Okay. So anyhow, that's it. That's all I got. Thanks a lot for participating. We'll talk to you guys soon, and we will see most of you, all of you on Friday. Talk to you soon.